everybody. Welcome to the Weird Shit Podcast. This is Mike.
Shit Podcast.
Dope.
This is Robert.
This is Ryan.
And today we're going to be talking about the flat Earth. No.
Too late.
No.
Too late.
No.
Just move on.
We're going to be talking about flat Earth today.
I'm Alex.
And what do you know about flat Earth, Alex?
That's
Well, I mean,
the Earth. Right?
like, we talking maps? We talking the Earth? Because, I mean, clearly based on all the maps I've seen, the Earth is flat.
Obviously.
What about globes?
That's just a 3D
Map.
They thought it would look cool if the Earth was round, but it's not.
So, Albite, it's been, I don't know, 700 years or so. Why are there people who still think the Earth is flat?
So, the thing is, I've been looking into this for a while now, and from what I can tell, the hardest thing to answer is the motive behind this conspiracy. Because they're literally they're like, yes, the NASA and world governments and the aviation industry and all these people are like, the world is round as some sort of way to what?
Globalist is the globalist agenda.
Yeah, like globalists, aka Jews.
You can't spell globe
I guess.
without globalist.
It's really fucking weird because literally, even on the Flat Earth Research Society website, when you check their Wikipedia or whatever for the motive behind this conspiracy, they're like, verbatim, I wrote it down here, they're like, they're literally like, we don't know. It's, yeah, they're like, the motive for, quote, the conspiracy is unknown. No specific, unlike the existence of the conspiracy, no specific motive necessarily follows from the FET, and as such, it is open to speculation. However, financial profit is the most commonly assumed motive.
I ain't been to the moon.
So I guess they think
Flat.
that I guess they think that the globe manufacturers have lobbyists that are swaying world governments somehow to nah, keep telling them it's a globe. We gotta make that sweet, sweet globe money.
Exactly.
We can't.
I feel like they probably sell more flat paper maps than actual globes.
Right?
The globe industry is $1 trillion industry. It's closely linked to the military-industrial complex.
If you were to take out the globe industry, we would lose half of Eastern Europe.
Exactly.
Instantly.
Gone.
Overnight.
Boom.
I don't think that's accurate.
That's accurate.
It'll just be like cannibalism in the streets. It'll be like a Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl.
Packs of wild dogs ruling most of the major cities.
Who was the first person to say the Earth was a globe? Galileo? Or
Copernicus?
I think it was meningitis.
So that's it. Meningitis is. Is he like the head of the Globe Committee? Is that what this is?
Oh
about?
shit! Yeah, yep.
And he was just like, hey, you guys want to make some money?
We gotta go Tom
We're
Hanks
gonna go
that shit.
pretend the Earth is a globe, and they're all just like, we're in.
So,
Start making globes.
Also, Jesus is his own mother.
Nah.
So, Copernicus, when he said it or whatever, they were like, "Oh, that's heresy," and
Heretic
and shit for it. But
Bad.
so the main, your mainstream flat earther is like, "Oh, there's no reason," which is stupid because any conspiracy theorist worth anything knows that in order for there to even look at the fucking circumstantial evidence of a conspiracy, there has to at least be a motive behind why it would exist in the first place. And when you start digging into flat Earth,
isn't a good reason.
every conspiracy I've ever dug into, eventually you reach the point where you find the guy who thinks that the Jews did it. Every single one of them. And in Flat Earth, it took me 10 minutes to find the guy who thought that the Jews did it. It was like the third Google result. He's like, the reason...
Whoa.
So get this. The reason that this guy thinks that the Jews are behind telling everyone that the world is round is because the Sabbath actually falls on Saturday. And because of the globular world theory, or like the fact that the world is a globe, they changed the calendar days so that the week starts on Sunday. So the Jews did that specifically to trick people into thinking that Sunday was the Sabbath instead of Saturday, I guess, so God can hear their prayers better? Like, I don't understand. Like, you
lost me at Jew.
Yeah,
Nah,
you
dude.
have to...
God doesn't take calls except on weekends.
Karen.
What's a Sabbath? No.
It's a sweet band.
It's a band.
He's on one of those like ancient phone plans where he's only got like night and weekends.
Only after 9 o'clock.
On a Wednesday.
I can't take any other... Take
I'm on that at any
calls.
time.
I only listen on Wednesdays and Sundays, sometimes Saturdays, but you know, I'm usually pretty busy.
He's just like hung over checking his email, like, oh fuck, 384 billion.
I like
He's just like, he clicks, check all his red.
Oh shit!
Mark all
Last
red.
night I like 3 people with a lottery. Fuck!
Oh shit.
He's like, what the fuck's a Mormon?
Oh fuck, I let Fall Out Boy become a band.
Man, I am just dropping the ball.
Oh dang it!
Like,
Let Hitler rise to power.
Again.
No.
I guess
Those my chosen people again.
I guess I shouldn't have
My
blinked.
bad.
Yeah, so like,
I might
Oh,
just,
he was up in heaven running out of homies to hang out with.
Exactly,
He was
no
all the
Jews.
old people. He's like, I need about 6 million more Jews to pick my new best friend from.
Hitler.
Hitler hits me up.
do it as fast as you can.
Oh,
God's wholesale. Like, holy shit.
Damn.
It was Anne Frank. Anne Frank was his new best friend.
That's why she's famous.
Nope.
And so they either think that it's the Jews or the Jesuits.
The what?
The Jesuits.
The Jesus suits.
The Jesuits.
Are they religious?
You ever seen...
They're like the
What was that?
sort
What was
of
that movie?
the
The Mission.
scientific
Yeah, the
branch
Mission.
of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, they're basically like science priests. Is kind of how the
Like
Jesuits
real
work.
science or like...
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
actual
Weird.
Sort
They
of.
find it
Sort of.
evil science.
Like weird science.
Like their entire job is trying to figure out how to turn water into wine. Like they're just like, God, we need to figure this out.
Like
Their
most,
job is trying to figure out how to make Kelly LeBrock using a computer and like Barbie dolls.
Nice.
most of the major major scientists like Copernicus and like Isaac Newton and people like that, they were Jesuit scientists. Like they went to Jesuit colleges and stuff like that. So it's like,
So they're the ones with those pamphlets that talk about evolution and hand them out to everybody. Look, we've been studying this shit, right? These are just fucking rocks.
Missing
They
link.
just happen to be shaped like bones. Come on, coincidence.
It's a chain and there's a link missing. How do you can't prove it?
Yeah.
Nope.
There's a link missing. It's just it was never there.
Yeah.
So
that was Sasquatch.
And that's why the earth is flat.
that's why that's
Case closed.
So there's some swamp gas and Venus and then the sun and like
Copernicus is traveling at 88 miles per hour.
Then he went back in time
to
and ran over a
1955.
Bigfoot.
Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott. We
Robert
haven't seen
Zemeckis.
him.
Make Back to the Future 4.
So, some pretty... you'd think thered be some pretty simple things that could disprove flat Earth theory right off the bat. For instance, a lunar eclipse, right? How would how would a lunar eclipse happen if the Earth is flat? It would just look like a line across the front of the.
The lunar eclipse would happen because
you gotta think.
the sun and then Venus.
No, see, you gotta think of it as two discs in space. So the moon is still a disc, so it looks like a circle. But that's also what the Earth looks like to the moon, except when it's like perpendicular.
But it can't, because then all the water will spill out. That's why
Cold
the
water.
ice wall is around the edges of the Earth, is to hold the water on so it doesn't fall off.
And the ice wall was made by Brandon the Builder.
To keep out the White Walkers.
White Walkers.
So the White Walkers are just on the back.
They're like the
Earth.
Reapers in space.
Is
Yeah.
China
Yeah.
on the other side of the Earth? Or
China.
Is it, okay.
Yeah.
It's actually through the core, outside the back of the flat edge.
Now, when we're saying the Earth is flat,
I'm pretty
right,
sure Ice Mortal
are
is
they
on the other
picturing
side.
it as literally a 2D Earth?
Yeah, but no, it's like
It's like 4D.
it's like this table. It's
Well, how
it's
deep
how
is
they
the Earth?
picture it.
Like
Like a mile.
2 Earth units.
How
It's
deep
like-
is your love, Alex?
So like literally they say this. They say that there is. They say there is a 165-foot tall wall of ice that is around
Wait,
the
100?
flat part.
It's
of the
only
wall.
165
Only
feet tall?
165 feet tall.
So with a little bit of
like
effort, you can
above
just
sea
climb
level.
over it, and
Yeah, and then just fall off the Earth.
Yeah.
and then
Hey,
boom,
so-
astronaut.
Hey, wait a minute.
But-
hey, guys.
Wait.
You guys want to go
Maybe
on a
that's
vacation?
what happened to all those celebrities who just disappeared. They literally fell off the
Amelia
Earth.
Earhart. Right over.
Yep.
Right over the
Just
wall.
So like
So
She took a left turn
What?
at the Atlantic Ocean and just...
What do flat earthers think about like celestial events, like anything beyond Earth? Like I get that they think the Earth is flat.
All of that
No.
is made up because Jesus.
well, kind of. So all of that is part of. It's like holographic projections by like NASA and world governments, because
See, I
it's
wasn't
part of the
sure
deception.
about all this at first, but now you just sold me.
There is an. Let me describe to you guys the layout of the flat Earth as flat earthers see it.
All right.
It is a flat surface, not unlike this table,
Is it a circle?
with. No, with 106, yeah, with 100.
It's an ellipse, isn't it?
No,
No?
it
All
is
It's a
a
rectangle?
rectangle, like
right.
a map would be. There is a rectangle floating through space, which is flat, which is how it holds on to the water.
Because it's an open book.
Because there's a 165-foot tall ice wall surrounding the edges of it.
How did they get that measure?
Which, no idea.
I wanna
well,
know-
actually, I do know the Bible. That's where they get it from.
What if...
Yeah, it's like Ephesians 9, chapter 2.
It's
There's
the
a 165 foot ice wall out
it's
there.
giant fucking.
The Earth is flat.
It's giant fucking ice wall.
It's the book
chapter
of
6,
Psalms.
verse 3.
That was one of the books that got cut out at one of those
Okay,
conferences.
okay.
It's from the book
Do you
of Stark.
think... Do you think flat earthers think Alaska is underneath Hawaii?
Oh, it is.
You know what I mean? Because it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
on the map. Like they're like, no, it's in the Pacific Ocean.
I mean, they might.
Uh-huh.
Probably.
It's an island. It's
But-
actually right next to the wall. I've been there.
And that part
was huge.
on the maps where they like cut Alaska off.
Yeah,
they're
that.
just like, no, it's literally just that fucking sharp. It's just
Yeah.
a sharp rectangular edge.
So it's,
Yeah,
the
so
end
if
of
you're
Alaska.
on a rectangle, and you're in the United States of America, and you fly west to reach like
you
Japan,
can't do it.
you can't do it.
You'd fly into infinity. You have to go the other way.
So how do they account for the fact that people regularly, in fact, do this?
Because,
because they just
don't.
went the other
It's-
way.
Yeah, literally, they're like, why do you think there's all those stopovers and the plane changes direction in midair to confuse your mind so you can't tell? Like,
So
which
literally
direction they're
every
going.
airline pilot on Earth is in on this?
Yeah.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
As soon as they get a
So I
pilot
could go
in
to
on this
any
theory,
airline pilot right now and be like,
Earth is
come on,
flat.
tell me the Earth ain't
Okay, I
flat.
can tell you right now, working at the airport, it's true. I believe this theory. Now that you said pilots, yeah, that's true.
All pilots talk about all day is how fucking flat the Earth is. How there is.
Fuck.
That's why Buzz Aldrin punched that guy in the face when he said the Earth was flat. Or no, he never went to the moon. That was a moon landing. It was fake.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Close enough.
That was. I get what
Holy
you were
shit.
going for.
He was like, "Shut up! Stop talking about it in public," and then just decked him like. But they didn't have that part in the camera.
So,
It's true.
so on top of this flat, like rectangular surface with the ice wall, there is an invisible field called the firmament, which is where the stars actually are. And like,
Wasn't that a movie?
so there is no space. There's just this mystical force created by God, I guess, called the firmament.
The firmament.
So I'm just gonna assume that the Mountain Dew represents Mount Everest.
Yes.
Oh man,
Fuck yeah, it does.
it's a firmament that the sky looks beautiful tonight. It's like-
And the reason
It's Mount Duverest.
And the reason that ships disappear over the horizon, like when you watch a ship sail and it can disappear over the horizon, the reason that happens is not because the Earth is curved and it's going like past the curvature of the Earth. Instead, it is because your eye can only see things a certain distance away, and then it just stops seeing it.
Right, man.
So your eye works like the fucking draw distance in a computer, where you're like, nah. It
Yeah,
doesn't
you gotta
exist.
turn that LOD up.
your eye is just like, nah, that doesn't exist past there. Like you just give up on
Maybe
it.
it's because our eyes are globes. Our eyes are globes, so we see the world as it appears to be.
It's reverse fisheye lens. So technically we're huge. We're just seeing everybody at a weird like angle because our eyes are like concaved.
But how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real?
Exactly.
So
I
I
think
was
Jaden Smith
We got-
was trying to.
I feel like he's at the center of
he
this.
was, yeah, he was like, oh,
Pretty clear that
shit.
he's involved.
Jaden Smith.
I just disproved
Look,
that
we
theory.
have questions for you.
Tweet at
you
us.
you have to write into us at weirdshitpodcast.com.
You did not.
Tell us how much your lizard masters are paying your father to tell us the world is a big ass globe. Answer me this, Jaden Smith.
Why did you make the film after
Pour
Earth?
water on a plate and then pour it on a fucking basketball, and you tell me which holds water better. You tell me that.
Also, Jaden Smith, you should feel bad because your dad is way cooler than you.
Boom.
Oh, that was mean.
Also, you have like a
I
half
think
brother.
Jaden Smith would be dope to hang out with.
I hang out with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd smoke weed with Jaden Smith.
Unless like the scene from Key and Peele is like real, where he's like, "What you mean outside the limo?" But like in the limo, right?
So, I was telling you guys about the lunar eclipses, right?
Yeah.
And how would a lunar eclipse work in flat Earth? So, flat Earth says
It's the
that
heart. It's the eclipse of the heart.
that total lunar eclipses come in clusters. There can be 2 or 3 during a period of a year or a year and a half. When you add partial eclipses, there can be 3 in a calendar year, and again, they say that there is a shadow object that's never seen because it orbits real close to the sun.
Is it the mega firmament?
Yes.
And as the sun's powerful vertical rays hit the atmosphere during the day, they'll scatter and blot out nearly every single star in the celestial body. Let's see. It's estimated that the shadow object is around 5 to 10 miles in diameter because the moon is only 33 miles in diameter. And so is the sun.
So I still believe those are spherical objects.
No, they're like
Where are they?
quarters or something. They're like the sun is a spotlight.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I-
that's how it works.
I got it.
The
So
sun
is it like
just-
is it like a spotlight on one of those like rail systems? So it's just like over the day, and then like does it just go under the earth? Like, is it literally like a sphere of railings around us?
That's what the Truman Show was about. They were trying to tell us the truth and we didn't
And
listen.
this giant fucking like elaborate machine is just like on top of a giant turtle floating through space.
Yeah.
Nah, see,
but seriously,
it's actually just turtles all the way down.
That's true.
Where are the
Turtleception.
sun and moon though? Like, are they attached to the firmament?
They are 3 miles above the earth.
Only what?
And they're 10 miles across. So they didn't really think that through because like 3 miles up, and you're going, holy shit! Like, it's literally the sun would be the sky. Like, oh my god!
Yeah, they're like not very far up. They're actually much.
It's like, ah!
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
So when Kim Jong Un threatened to destroy the sun, he totally could.
Yeah, he
so
was
close. I feel like you could throw a football that high.
So this is just
used to be
willful
terrified
ignorance,
of it.
right?
Oh man, I threw the football into the sun again. Okay, let's play baseball.
So they also say that the Earth doesn't rotate. Like there is no rotation to the Earth.
We're all just spinning.
It just lays flat. Like it just sits there, like a table would.
Okay.
Like so, they don't believe that gravity exists.
Is it the table from The Ring that's like perpendicular spinning, like floating?
No spinning, no spinning involved.
These guys suck.
A flat table
Fuck
that
this theory.
someone spilled water on and then covered with like the top of one of those fucking icy cups, like
gotcha.
like a slushy cup.
It's
They put,
like,
the bubble
HP
lid
cup.
on it.
Nice speak up.
It's like a fucking, like, you know, those like model railroad sets or whatever. It's one of those. Like,
Yep.
like God just set one of those fucking things up, poured some water on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like, they think that the Earth doesn't rotate, but like, there was the Foucault pendulum experiment, like way back.
I'm sorry, what did you just call it?
The Foucault.
I'm pretty sure it's Foucault.
Foucault. Okay.
I mean, but like,
Foucault pendulum experiment, which like.
the thing with the pendulum in the room or whatever.
Yeah, he like left it in the room and it
Moved itself.
like moved itself. Yeah.
Yeah, like on Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah. So like yeah, like Jimmy Neutron. So literally like that disproved that. That was in like 1851. That was like a long time ago. That proved that the Earth rotates.
All right, everybody, hold on for a second.
And is brought to you by pronouncenames.com.
We are not endorsing that.
Foucault.
Foucault.
Okay.
Foucault. And so like
Fuck who?
they also say that the I was telling you about the spotlight sun or whatever that they think. So like when you put like you put like two sticks in the ground and like if the sun was a spotlight, both of those sticks' shadows would be like the same length, but they're not because the sun is like such a distance away. It makes it so that they're different lengths.
No.
Yeah. Well, no,
And they aren't going in the same direction, even though they should be if the Earth was flat. If the Earth was flat, they would be going in the exact same direction, but they're not because the Earth is not flat.
Wait, are we trying to prove it's flat, or are we trying to prove it's? Okay.
I'm trying to say why it's not flat.
I'm not buying it. When I put two sticks on the ground, I see the same shadow. I'm just saying.
But
See, when I put two sticks in the ground and then I kick a ball through the middle of it and I say, the ball is spherical, therefore disproven.
It's literally been like. I'm just sitting there thinking. You pass it me, and then like I put it to Robert, and Robert passes it back to me, and it's just like fuck. Just 1, 2. Hold on.
yeah, so yeah, that pretty much that again proves that the Earth is round. It's not like.
Can something be so round it becomes flat?
Maybe.
Oh my god. No, diabetes. No. Now run back to the kitchen. I was going to say Amy Schumer at first. She's slowly becoming a flat sphere.
Don't forget to check check out Snatched in theaters.
No. She's coming out with that new Mother's Day movie now that's on TV.
That's Snatched.
That is?
Yeah.
It's called Snatched. Because the
Oh my
women-
god, it's named Vagina.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Exactly.
She is just awful.
She's kind of
Yeah. Basically, like, flat earthers, they either, like, dislike Jews or, like, question mark. Because there's no...
Why not both?
Could
What-
they not just be like dangerously insane individuals?
Yes.
All of them?
All that one.
Well, they are all dangerously insane individuals, such as Tila Tequila.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay,
Like
that
they're
is literally a dangerous individual.
She
She
is-
has every STD known to man.
She's
Guaranteed.
weaponized. She's weaponized MTV.
That's why she disappeared. The government has started using her in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Weaponized HPV.
There's a for some reason all the goats are dying of AIDS.
I was when I was researching this earlier, I was like reading through her tweets and stuff, and I stumbled onto another conspiracy which thinks that she's like an MK Ultra agent who like somehow her programming went wrong, which is why she went so crazy and all the weird
I can
shit
see it.
she keeps pumping out. I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
Totally.
She thinks that the lizards control the world and that the Earth is flat, and she's also a Nazi.
Wait,
Like,
Tila Tequila?
legitimately a Nazi. Yeah. She is.
She's brown.
Yeah, she's literally a Nazi, though. Like, not in. I'm not being facetious. I'm not, like, using weird words where I'm, like, reaching and going, oh, she's kind of fascist, so she's a Nazi. No, she is a literal Nazi.
You go, girl.
Literally,
Girl power.
factually a Nazi.
But why though?
And like the other major supporters
Why
that
not,
I saw
Ryan?
for the
Why
theory
not?
are people like that rapper like B.O.B.
It's the flat salute.
who was
Yeah.
arguing with Neil deGrasse
Oh, she's
Tyson.
Asian. I thought she was brown. Of some kind, like Indian.
She's some sort of like sticky after.
For all I know, she could be white. She's just constantly
She's like a
coated in
byproduct
molasses.
of like MTV, AIDS,
I mean, if we want to get
and
technical,
MySpace.
if we want to get technical, she's weaponized pop culture
Yeah.
of like the early 2000s.
Her name is ridiculous. Her real name, like I can't.
It's Metropolis. It's Greek.
How come when I say it, it sounds like meat drinks?
It's Tien Tan T Nguyen.
I believe that's
Ten-
pronounced
ten-
when.
So
Tsukaima.
she's Korean.
No, she's Vietnamese.
She's American.
Vietnamese.
She's from
Oh
Singapore.
yeah, Nguyen is Vietnamese.
Wen is Chinese more than anything. First of all. Second of all, she's from Singapore.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh shit.
She's also extremely short. 4'11".
She's
Jesus.
also a Nazi, which is
I'm
my
like-
central point. And so was
Just saying.
this guy B.O.B. who was like a rapper who had a bunch of online arguments with Neil deGrasse Tyson and stuff on
Isn't that like the
Twitter.
serial murderer from Twin Peaks?
Yeah, Bob. It totally is.
Okay.
Are you looking up her Twitter or something?
Thought it said she was dead, and then I was like, oh no, that's just her mom.
Jesus.
I mean,
But yeah, like I've like gotten in arguments with these people online because I was dumb, and this guy he like sent me a link to like a 2-hour long video, and he's like if flat Earth theory is wrong, watch this video and explain to me point by point refute to me point by point how these facts are mistaken. And
Watch this 84-hour video and refute every single of these 84,000 points.
Yeah.
And then I will talk to you.
Yeah, that's literally what he said. He's like, otherwise you're just a troll. And I was like, sure, let me explain 2,500 years of scientific research to you over the internet. You have the like culmination of all of the world's knowledge in your pocket right now.
All the world's
Let
lies.
me explain to you why that can't happen. It's so fucking dumb.
The showbroil agenda.
Like, so my biggest problem with flat Earth.
See,
is,
here's the problem, though. Is
Well, see, here's
all
the
of
real
those
problem.
years that we have thought
Yeah,
that the
here's
Earth is
my
round. All of those years that we thought the Earth was round, there's been no Night's Watch guarding the ice wall around the Earth.
Exactly. Where are the White Walkers?
Where are the white walkers? I don't know. Where are they?
So the main problem
They're beyond the wall.
that I have with flat Earth theory is the fact that in order to believe in flat Earth theory, you have to first believe that magic is real, then you have to believe that somehow the Jewish people control all magic, and then you have to believe that, like, God is somehow not infinitely powerful and all-knowing at the same time, because he can only listen on, like, one specific day, and that's the only day he's able to do anything, so, like... so you're just fucked. So, like, I don't understand, personally, how this thing has gained as much traction as it has, like, over the last few years.
Internet.
I think the guy who came up with it originally was just like at a party. And he was just like, nah, you want to know the truth about the Earth? And like 3 hours later, everyone was like, what? And he was like, why? What happened? And they're like, what? The Earth is flat. And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But it's too late. And it started spreading.
He just already fucked himself.
He like blacked out long ago.
Yeah, that...
He had recently mated with Tila Tequila, and he just had no idea what he had done to himself.
Like, it's just so crazy to me to think that, like, that's...
So they mind control. It's the new MK. She's the new MK Ultra child.
And then he's like,
She's immune to all the diseases herself, but can spread them like crazy.
Patient Zero.
he like had
She's
to.
like the thing from Species.
Yeah.
Just like, fucking, like, trying to create more of them.
But all she's doing is killing everybody.
Killing
everybody.
everybody. Just this 4 foot tall Asian lady clinging to your ceiling while you're trying to sleep. Like, open your eyes. Open your eyes, and she's like, and then like drops in a Nazi uniform on your face.
She just like turns into a flat rectangle.
She knocks herself out and just goes under the door.
That's why. That's what, no. See, she's spreading flat Earth theory. That's why it's spreading so much. Is she's just spreading that instead of diseases.
Maybe it's some kind of STD that she's carrying.
Yep.
It's just the people that believe flat Earth caught this STD from Tila Tequila.
She got like some weird hyper rabies from a sex show she had to do with like, a horse and a raccoon. And it turned it manifested.
The physics of that is mind-boggling.
It turned itself into fucking flat Earth syndrome. just stop doing this. It's
Venereal flat Earth theory.
I just...
I think I got that vit. What?
Venereal flat Earth, yeah.
Flat Earth
Dude,
theory.
I think I got that flat Earth theory thing because like it burns when I pee.
No, dog, that's gonorrhea.
Also, the sun is flat.
More
Also,
like...
when I put two sticks in the ground, their shadows are the same length.
More like Gunna Tequila.
Ah.
It's
That's how you put up a
hilarious.
W.
That's how you put up a W. Last I heard, we was killing Hussein.
Yeah, we got him in the White House.
Oh my god. So Ryan, what do you think of flat Earth theory?
I'm 100% on board, 99% of the way, until we get to the part where
It's
we...
the edge.
Exactly.
What? Like, until we get to where?
Space.
Space. It's fucking, like, right? Like, what?
I was imagining what you were saying. Like, I'm 100% on board, and then I just picture a board, and we're all on it. And
So they say
okay,
they say that all the pictures
Flat
that
Earth.
NASA has ever taken have been inside of the firmament, so that space doesn't exist because the firmament is the actual edge of everything.
What do they think is beyond that?
Nothing.
Where do
Nothingness. The firmament is the end.
What happened?
Where do they think they fucking
edge of the
filmed
universe.
Interstellar?
What happened?
Not in space.
Has anybody encountered this firmament? Have they tried to touch it? Have airplanes hit it or something?
That's what they say.
Felix
is
Baumgartner.
that they
That's
have
what happened to that Malaysian Airlines flight.
Blew
They
through
say
the
that
firmament.
It flew through the sun. There's a hole, and it's like you gotta time it just right or you die.
they say that
They threw a couple body limbs out.
that
People
NASA
find it,
can't
like,
get all the way up there, so they just like stop.
They can't get 3 miles up.
Yeah.
What about the Hubble telescope?
You know, I hear a lot of guys have
Yeah.
that.
The Hubble telescope.
What's it taking pictures of?
It's all
The
fake.
firmament, obviously.
It's not taking
Internet.
pictures of anything. They're like computer generated images.
Nice.
And do they tell people about this firmament? Like, because it sounds like a giant screen, basically.
NASA knows about the firmament, but since NASA and
What about
since
meteorites?
NASA and the Jesuits / Jews /
Comets.
lizards
What if
/ who knows controls
Why does the
controls
position of the
NASA
stars change?
and the controls NASA and the
That's what I'm
Aeronautics
thinking, like a giant
Association.
monitor.
Like, is it just like a fucking like roll of paper that they like unroll?
Can I like finish this fucking sentence before I forget it? NASA and the Aeronautics Association are controlled by these weird groups or whatever, so that they lie to people and tell them that there is no firmament. So like that's why NASA and the airplanes and stuff haven't hit the firmament.
So NASA is all Jews who are lying to us.
But
what is it made of?
Supposedly, God's will.
So God has like a TV screen up in the sky.
Yeah,
So God's making the stars move rubber. Clearly.
yeah. That's like the
Duh.
biggest thing.
This
to,
is like a
disprove
table
it.
that's stacked on
It's
a
like
table.
just the fact that there's different constellations in different places at different points in the year. So it's like that alone is enough to fucking make you go like let's see, my friend over here sees Orion and I see Leo like over in fucking China. Like
So they think. Fuck, this is hard to think about. Okay, so there's like the Earth is a disc, and the people who think that believe there's a 3D object, a cone around the Earth.
Yes.
yeah.
I'm out. I don't. That's just,
Yeah,
it's
it's like,
it's
no.
like why would I don't get it?
Like, you
why
know-
can't the Earth be a sphere and the ozone is like the
You
thing they
know
believe in?
when you
Like,
get
holy
a slushie at like 7-Eleven or something?
fuck. No.
Well,
We don't have any
it has
here.
that like dome
Yeah.
thing on it, right?
From
On
like
the
an
cap.
icy. Yeah.
That's literally what they think it is. It's that. It's just that
Does it,
over
like
top
snap
of
in place.
the planet. No, it's
Like,
God's
God's just
will.
like,
It
I'm gonna eat
exists.
this later.
Like it, and he doesn't listen except on Saturday.
So, I'm just gonna go ahead and, for all of us, I think, proclaim this conspiracy theory bullshit.
But like, if we walk outside right now and get into a spaceship, and we fly into the sky, and we're in space, how are they proving that we're not just in space right then?
Because that's still within the firmament.
But like, we're in space though.
But like,
nah,
we've
it's
already hit
still
Mars,
inside the
though.
firmament.
Like,
So like, is there an escape velocity?
The firmament is the end of everything.
It's sin.
It
Your
just
escape
stops.
Gotcha.
velocity is sin, and
Gotcha.
it breaks God's will.
If you do,
all
if
you have to do is
get up
break
there-
God's will to get out, right?
Okay.
If
okay.
you
gotta
do
be
get
it.
up there, Ryan, they would have stopped before you hit the firmament because it's part of the conspiracy.
I'm
Got
gonna
it.
break a fool.
What are meteorites? Just like
I picture
they're-
it's like a
things
coin,
that bounce off the
and
firmament.
God's just
They're
like
what,
pocket
they're what happens when God cleans out his beard.
Okay.
That's-
Now, see,
that's meteorites.
volcanoes shoot rocks up into the sky. They bounce off the dome
Holy
and
shit.
fall back to the earth.
Oh yes, that's perfect. Yeah, they're just bouncing off the dome and coming back.
Somewhere on Earth just exploded. It's raining fucking meteors.
It's like the worst fucking game of Pong ever.
I just picture that now the Earth is actually the dice from the board game with the dice that were
Trouble. Yeah.
Trouble. Just,
Or sorry. Yeah.
and the dice are just constantly going up and falling back down in this fucking chamber. That's meteors.
Yep.
Yep. So the Earth just has like wicked bad indigestion. Knocks out the dinosaurs.
Oh damn it! This is gonna take forever to.
Another extinction event.
So I got
My
a question.
bad.
Is the flat Earth hollow?
No, you can't go any further down.
Okay.
Than the soil.
Because it would just be turtles, right?
Yeah.
So what would happen if you just drill like as far as you can
It's
go?
further than however far we have drilled.
So it's
Like
about
just beyond.
Just beyond.
We've only gone what?
It's like
1.4
3 or 4 inches more.
All you gotta do, Ryan, is move the goalposts. Like if we make it to Mars and stand foot on Mars,
Firmament's beyond.
firmament's past Mars, right?
Go to Andromeda.
Mars is also
past
flat.
that.
It's just floating in a weird way that, I don't know.
You're right. I'm down.
It just looks round from here. When we
Firmament-
get there,
It's because of our concave dies.
Oh no, the firmament's like wicked far out there.
I mean, yeah, it's a waste.
It's wicked fat.
It might even be. God's will is growing.
That
So
firmament
the
out there is
firmament
just
is
wicked
getting bigger as God's will grows and grows in faith in us. It gets bigger and bigger.
It fills,
We have
fills
more
us
firmament.
inside with
We have
firmament.
more. There's
Fills us inside with firmament.
So,
that's a firmament.
so if you
So you put up a firmament.
So the firmament, right, used to have a layer of water on the outside of the firmament.
Oh shit.
we were a
but-
snow globe, bitches.
Like the flood from Noah's days was like God going nah and dropping that water that was outside of the firmament onto the earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So there's like a big hole at the top, and you
How-
just like poured the water into
How
it.
old
It's a
is
slushy
the
cup.
Earth?
I've said this.
How old is
Yeah.
the Earth?
How old is the earth?
Yeah.
10,000 years.
No, to the flat earthers.
Yeah, like to
They
Probably
believe in
hundreds and
do
hundreds
they believe
of
in
years.
all other science except this one point.
47 minutes.
They
Okay.
believe in science that supports their argument.
So like the
Science that doesn't.
extinctions and all that good shit probably happens in their brains, and like they're like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, evolution. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Hold up, the Earth is a sphere. Come on, man. It's pretty far.
Nah, now
to
you've
walk
lost
outside.
me.
It's a flat spear. It's a flat sphere in a 5-dimensional cube.
That's my favorite part of this, is how, like, they literally have to, like, fucking jump through hoops to believe all this other shit. But, like, a sphere? Now I'm afraid you've lost me.
They grow up through school and they're like, God, Jesus, yeah.
And that's how we know the
Here's
Earth is
my
round.
thing.
Wait a minute.
They think that gravity isn't real because the world is flat, so it's not based on like mass and like the Earth being a sphere, so everything has the same mass on it. They don't think that's how it works. They think the world is flat, which even if you just follow like mass of a flat Earth by their own argument, if there is a higher population of people on one side of the map than the other side of the map, it should tilt and all of this side will fucking drown because
Well, no.
it would be heavier.
I
there's
think
no
you
gravity.
mean,
Yeah. Well, no.
if you
gravity's
collect
real.
everybody on one side, then that would raise the sea levels,
On the-
except they're using
So
global
the center,
warming.
of, the center of mass on a sphere is the middle. It's always going to be the middle.
Yeah, but we're not. But
but
we're
on a
not
flat
floating,
surface.
Okay,
No, that's what they say. We're like just in nothingness.
I see. No, yeah, that's the thing. They think we're nothingness, so we're not. The theories of like the Earth rotating and stuff is obviously not real. So the Earth is like fixated; it cannot move it to their brain.
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't matter where everybody's at. Everybody could literally be on the edge.
But
I don't.
the ice wall exists to hold the water on, because if it tilts or something, the water could fall out.
No, I think it's
So-
mostly because of gravity. They think it'll literally just fall.
But they don't believe in gravity.
There's no gravity.
That's what I'm saying. They don't believe in gravity. They think there's only mass. So I'm like, so by their own argument, of mass, in a sphere, the mass is in the very center of a sphere, and on a flat surface,
The mass is equal.
The center of mass is wherever the weight is placed on that flat surface.
But nah, see,
And so, if one side had more people than the other side, it would do this shit and just dump, like, fling, like, one side into space
see,
and the other one
I don't
falling
know
off.
it is tilting to one direction, which is why the sea levels are rising, except they're using global warming as a cover to explain why the sea levels are rising.
Well, no, see, I don't
Is that why
even
all
believe
the
this.
dinosaurs
Like,
went? Like the Earth
Yes.
just got like real top heavy, kicked them all off?
Yeah.
like I'm picturing like if I'm a flat earther, right? I wouldn't believe anything you're saying anyway right now because like to me that made no sense. Like even like because I'm trying to picture like where would it tilt from? Like there's nothing holding it there, right?
Right.
So if we're just
It just folds in on itself.
If it's floating in a vacuum.
yeah, but they don't think we're in a vacuum. That's the problem.
Yeah,
with
they
your-
think
No,
there's
it's
nothingness.
on the back of a turtle.
They
that's the
think
thing.
they think there's nothingness.
Yeah.
But then I'm using the same argument they use. They use mass instead of gravity. So they think that mass still applies to this thing.
Yeah,
And if mass applied to this
but
thing,
in a vacuum.
it would make it go flying.
But there is no vacuum. Vacuum's a thing.
Yeah, exactly. They think we're not. They think we're just moving. They're not moving. So like, I don't know. I'm on the flat earther side with this one argument.
You can't disprove it. You can't disprove it. There's
You
too
can't
much of
disprove
this.
this one. I think even with our current
Well, that's
insight,
because anybody can
we
convince
can't
themselves
prove how a flat object would work by itself in the middle of fucking space.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I don't even know what if we're just spinning. I mean, if the mass is still all going in the same direction,
But
you
see,
But
probably
we aren't spinning. They
You
said we're
can't
not
disprove
spinning.
any of this because clearly, to flat earthers, physics doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
So all
exactly.
you have to explain the behavior of the Earth is physics. If all of that is in the garbage,
Yeah, just say whatever the fuck you want.
That's why.
That's
they
why
say
that's why
whatever they
I
want.
am on board with this one because in my mind, if I want that to be proven how that would react like in some kind of weird theory.
Yeah, they just like
Before I
sort through
believe
all of
that
science,
whole, like, the
collective
Earth
human
is
knowledge,
tilting.
pick out like a couple things, and they're like, yeah, fuck the rest.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
'cause
fucking.
Well, see, that's the thing, you
bullshit.
can't tell them the Earth is because there's more people on this side. The Earth is spinning. The Earth doesn't spin to them. It doesn't rotate at all. So, like,
Yeah.
obviously, no, that can't happen. Boom. Then, like, the whole argument's they're like, Earth doesn't rotate.
Literally anything that you can say to them to try to prove your case means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, their defense is just.
It's just willful ignorance at that point.
Yep.
It's not even a theory. Like,
It's just.
Gravity's a theory.
Yeah, that's like one of their
I know.
Gravity is it's called the theory of gravity for a
The
reason.
speed of light is a theory.
I'm like,
The past is a theory. Wait.
and like, I mean, you guys know me. Like, I'm the guy who's willing to give like any conspiracy theory like a chance.
But there's like.
I'm like, I'll give it a chance to explain itself. I'll like look into it for like 4 hours or something and see what I can find. And like this one is just such complete bullshit.
See, I'm on the opposite. Out of all the shit we've heard so far, this is the one I could be like, what if our eyes are just concave? Like, so this is the one that I feel like
So
might be true, and we're all retarded.
so ghosts are bullshit, but flat Earth is right. I don't.
100%.
The Kennedy assassination.
No,
Flat
okay, okay.
Flat Earth is more likely.
The Kennedy assassination happened, though. That's not even a theory. So,
Okay, so MK Ultra more likely is that flat Earth is a thing.
Well, we know that flat Earth is real.
What?
Look at this table. The table is flat.
Look, I'm on the table over here, and the Earth's not spinning, or the table's not spinning.
If this table was a sphere, your laptop would be rolling off of it right now. Disprove that.
Which one holds your laptop better?
Yeah,
I think it's on par with MK Ultra to me.
See, there's just like, it's just such levels of crazy. I can't even.
But I'm on board.
I can't even entertain the level.
Okay,
gotta embrace
let me walk you through this, Palmer.
No.
So
I understand.
So hang on. So for this to be
It's
a
too late. I'm
conspiracy,
already a believer.
for this to be a conspiracy, what would be the motivation behind this conspiracy? Why would they be lying to us for over 5,000 years now, saying that like the Earth is a sphere? Why would that have been something that would have pushed?
Personally,
The satellite industry.
Yes.
My first thought was, they're just trolls, and I'm like,
Yeah.
they're like, what if it is real though?
They had one.
I think that's why I'm on
Mentally
board.
handicapped
Yeah,
person
the only
working.
reason I want this to be real is so everybody just goes, oh fuck, we were wrong. Then they just get super mad.
So
wait, what about science though?
So what you're
Ah,
saying
damn
is
it.
the way flat Earth theory started is it was just like one guy trolling people,
Yeah.
and then he like smoked some weed and went,
And then
"But
just-
it could be
just-
real."
Yeah, then just started like fucking spewing horseshit and because he didn't go to school or college and he didn't learn physics. He's just like, but see, no, because like in a vacuum, like the Earth would rotate, but the rotation isn't real, so clearly flat as Earth.
If you flatten out a pancake into a sphere that's a rectangle, boom, and that's flat Earth.
Dude, let me type this. Hold on, say that again. And he's just in there like, oh wow.
So
That's way over
Which is
there.
kind of.
I'm just saying what
pounds
would
of
be
marijuana.
why
Why just
would-
like sitting on it?
why would-
Facing
like,
marijuana.
I'm saying what would NASA and them get from lying to us? Like what would they get from lying to us and saying that the Earth is round?
God's
money
bank.
and power and
Getting like
But
the
how?
government and taxpayers to pay
Because-
for all their like bullshit.
because shut up.
Satellite lobbyists.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay,
like,
hold on. So, what is the?
It's Comcast.
What was the question?
That's what it is.
Say it again.
who benefits from the Earth being a globe?
Quite bono.
Like,
no,
cui
no.
bono. Who benefits?
No one benefits. The general public benefits from this because then our minds are too feeble to understand what is happening around us. So they're teaching us that it's spherical because it's easier for us to comprehend somehow than the Earth being flat.
But it
So,
takes
like,
like
they-
complicated math.
Well, no, because they pay all the yeah, exactly.
But I mean, to show why the Earth is a sphere takes complicated.
No.
Okay,
No, they're
that's-
teaching us.
wait,
They're teaching
hold
us
on.
the physics. They're teaching us the physics we thought was real
Hold
a
up.
long time ago, but they never switched to the new system.
I'm gonna
and
be
told
devil's
all the-
advocate
shut
here.
up. And they told everybody that they're teaching this stuff to the old system because they're smarter than us. They know that it's not real, but it was like what we used to believe before we figured out the Earth was flat and found out that real physics. That's what happened. That's why. Flat Earth confirmed.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think I'd lose you to this one.
No, I'm right here.
I for sure didn't think that this would be one that you would
Just flatten yourself into a rectangle.
back. Like it's literally
I
started
don't know.
by like
I don't back it. I'm saying out of everything, I like this one the best because I feel like it's right up my alley. If I was a conspiracy theorist, the opposite. If I was the believer, this would be me, 100%. Because I could just be me, but people wouldn't realize how retarded I am. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in.
you could probably like sell millions of dollars in books writing about it, like most of their major proponents.
Yeah.
One of which I added a video of his to a YouTube playlist that I made for the Flat Earth, which is literally just him talking about how much he hates gays because he's such a good guy, such a good
sounds
person.
That's
Like,
terrible.
and this guy's made so much money off of this shit.
here's the thing. You gotta buy all this bullshit to even believe in flat Earth to begin with, right? And then, like, not even 5 minutes in, we come to the anti-Semitism. I'm out.
No, I'm in.
Double in.
Hitler did nothing wrong.
That's not a theory.
Holocaust. Oh, wait, have we done a Holocaust episode yet?
We haven't done a Holocaust.
That's not real either. I'm just putting that out now. The Jews benefit because they. I'm just gonna not do this now. I like Jews. Hitler is bad. I'm glad
For the
he
record.
killed himself.
He's not dead though.
Oh right, yeah, he's on the
He
moon.
fled to the Hollow Earth.
He's
He's
in
in the
the
firmament.
moon.
Yeah.
He's one of the top scientists of Earth in the moon base.
Exactly.
Wait, what were we talking about?
I don't know. You lost me a long time ago.
I'm hungry.
Me too.
So,
Hungry for firmament.
so I guess
So they do
Go.
any bar down the street.
I don't buy
Firmament.
flat Earth at all.
We should make a
I
list
really
of all the things we've done, and then like every time we do one, we rank them on our own lists of which one is like the one we believe is
The one we
the
believe
one that's
most.
just total bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could do
I've been
that.
down for that.
I want to see the list variants. Mine's gonna be fucking nuts compared to you guys.
You're just gonna select ones we never did.
Oh yeah, and Frank is lying.
Also, on our the Facebook group, or through our email or something, send us you guys' lists.
or
I'd like to know.
or send us conspiracy theories you're writing right now.
We're gonna try and prove or disprove it.
I will debate for you no matter what. I can lie.
I'm just gonna go ahead and beg someone to write the Gospel of Bigfoot and send it to us.
Is that like the gospel, like a whole bunch of like songs and shit, or is that something else?
No, like the fucking you remember the Bigfoot episode when we were talking about like that guy
Elder
who's, like,
Camus.
yeah, who was like
the Bigfoot episode?
given
What?
like the Bigfoot Bible or whatever, like
What Bigfoot? What episode are you talking about?
the Bigfoot episode
From what show?
from our show.
Oh, I'm thinking like. Wait, what about our episode? I was trying to figure out what TV show you were saying.
He was talking about the Bigfoot Gospel of Elder Camus.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
you don't remember that woman who was like dictated a Bible by the Bigfoots? Telepathically.
The
Can I
sex
ask-
butter message.
How
for
long was
humanity.
that book again?
It was like
It was
it was at least 53 chapters because
Yeah,
the
it was,
excerpt
like,
I read was from
stupid
like
long.
chapter 53.
I like pulled up the
Every
website
page.
to look, and it was just like
For some reason, it's been a while since we did that episode. For some reason, I was remembering that it was like 53 books long.
yeah, it's like stupid long.
Yeah, it's
The saga of
literally
the Bigfoot.
this
the-
one
it's the
book
50
was like
Foots of
53
Grey.
chapters, and then there's like
50
5
Shades
books.
of Bigfoot.
And it's just like 54 chapters of just.
It's 50 shapes of Bigfoot.
Yes.
It's just all different shaved Bigfoots.
It's like it's a picture book. It's a picture book of Bigfoot hairs. Like you go to a hair salon,
Yeah, you're like,
and there's
which
that
one?
giant magazine of the different fucking haircuts. It's Bigfoot with like 54 different fucking
It's a Bigfoot haircut magazine. We're getting way off topic.
flat Earth.
I'm gonna put my goddamn fist down. I think flat Earth is bullshit. Ryan, flat Earth.
It is real.
Can we do like a 1 to
Bro,
10?
Ryan apparently has been shifted. Robert,
Bullshit.
bullshit. Palmer.
You know,
Okay.
it real.
So, apparently we're split.
We're the majority.
No, that's not how math works.
Whoa, on flat Earth, it's science.
So next week we're gonna try to have another episode for you guys. Write into us with your favorite conspiracy theories. any suggestions for the show, want to talk to us about something, we have a Patreon now. We have it set up. There's no rewards because we're super broke.
We have a Patronus?
Yeah. It's patreon.com/weirdshitpodcast. Send us your suggestions for what kind of rewards you'd want.
Send us your weird gospels and manifestos translated to you telepathically by Bigfoots from space.
Ridley Scott.
Or space jellyfish.
Send me your email. I've been trying to reach you. You will not return my calls.
Please send nudes.
I need to get this Bigfoot versus Gladiators movies made.
What if there's a third option? It's not a flat Earth. It's not a sphere.
It's an egg.
It's like conical. It's a conical Earth.
No. It's a rectangle or a.
What if the Earth is just
rectangular?
It's more of like a
rectangular spheroid.
No. I'm talking about we're literally just a giant white box, and we're on one of the six sides. Yeah, we're on the sixth side of a dice.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're actually a cube. We're not a sphere.
All right.
There we go.
So
that's six flat Earths.
It's been. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your support. Thanks for telling your friends. Review us on iTunes.
It's a rhombus.
All those other plugs that I could possibly make.
Send us show ideas.
Send us show ideas if you want. We'll probably do them. We did Kyle's time traveler one. So Max, thank you for being our first Patreon subscriber.
What?
It's super fucking dope. We're going to put that to good use. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
What?
We gotta stop this.
Earth is flat.
Hey everybody, this is Mike with the Weird Shit Podcast. Thanks for listening. Welcome to Season 2. This season we're actually looking to collect some listener stories from you guys. Do you have feelings of dread in your grandparents' house? Did you witness a furry hominid on a childhood camping trip? Have you or someone you love seen something unexplained? Because we want to feature your stories on the show. We're looking to try to get some sort of listener story maybe at the end of each episode where we go over it. If we get enough of them, we'll do whole episodes on listener stories. Maybe we'll even share with you some of our own. We have a Google voicemail that I set up for us. You can call up there. You can leave your story on there if you're comfortable with having your voice on the radio. If not, just tell us in the message you leave. Let us know. Instead, we'll I guess I'll write up a transcript and put it up that way. We also so the number for that is 919-346-3071. Again, that's 919-346-3071. We also have a Gmail account set up. You can email us at weirdshitpodcast@gmail.com. That's WEIRD shitpodcast@gmail.com. You can send us your stories that way. We also have a Facebook group. I noticed people seem to be liking the page instead of the group. If you want to be part of the discussions, just search on the Facebook search, type in Weird Shit Podcast Official, and go to groups, and it should show our group there. Also, to anyone who's listening on iTunes, if you could rate, review, and subscribe, it would be a huge, huge, huge help for us. It'll help us reach more people. We can keep this thing growing. Maybe eventually we can figure out some way that we'll be able to do this even more for you guys. This season, we're trying out some new stuff with our case files and regular episodes, so it should be pretty fun. And thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for telling your friends. Thank you for helping us in this and being a part of this whole thing. And stay weird.